All right, children, and welcome back to Bible study. It's going to be another great day. We're going to look at Ruth again because Ruth has 4 chapters, and this story is just magnificent. And so after Ruth comes home, she starts working in the fields, and it is harvest time. And Naomi tells Ruth, you need to sneak in to the place where the men sleep after the barley celebration, the harvest celebration, and sleep at Boaz's feet. And what it's doing here is saying, let me be your wife. And so this is what Ruth does. After they have this beautiful night of partying, they're having a lot of fun celebrating the harvest. Boaz stumbles in and goes to sleep, and who is there but Ruth at his feet? Now, Ruth does not pay attention to Naomi. Instead, she acts in the word of the study, Hesed, and she asks for Boaz to be the guardian redeemer, which what Naomi was saying is, you just go be married and you marry into the family and be done, which would protect Ruth, but Naomi would be left alone. Ruth says, I'll be the guardian redeemer, and what this means is Boaz takes both Naomi and Ruth in, and then any children they have, the land that used to be owned by Naomi's husband and sons will go to Ruth's sons and not Boaz's sons. So it's this really, really big deal, and it's a huge risk, because why do you want to take care of fields for 20 years until the boy can take over all your work? But Boaz, being a man of honor and bravery and courage and love and Hesed, says, of course, I'll be your guardian redeemer. There is another person that's closer to kin that is the technical guardian redeemer, so we'll talk to him first. But Boaz says, yes, I will take care of you and your mother-in-law and everyone in your family as long as I live. That is an awesome demonstration of Hesed. That is something that you and I need to be doing every day. When someone comes and asks us for help, we do more than what we're called to do. You follow the spirit, not the letter of the law. You don't ask yourself what's legal. You ask yourself, how would God's Hesed work in this situation? All right, and it is time for story time. Story time! Here we go. There is nothing that teaches us how to go above and beyond and to care for others better than what Jesus has said. So we're going just to use a parable of the Good Samaritan onto how to take care of other people. Jesus answered with the story of a Jewish businessman who had to go from Jerusalem to Jericho on business. As he sauntered down the mountain road, and he was being observed by thieves waiting in ambush. He was easy pickings, they decided, and they moved in for the hit. Uh-oh, our traveler is in trouble. Poor fella. The thieves battered him with clubs, picked off his rings, took his gold tooth, ow, and his money bag, stripped him of his beautiful clothes, and left him for dead. They ran back to their hideout to count the loot. Those evil fellows. As luck would have it, the great high priest of the temple in Jerusalem was the next traveler to come by. He saw the battered fellow laying in the ditch and shivered. Whoa, there must be robbers in the area, he reasoned. I had better get a move on, or they'll soon be robbing me. And he hurried by on the other side of the road. The businessman groaned with dismay. But look! Coming up the hill was a Levite, an important man in the temple. The entryman gurgled a loud moan, but sure enough, the Levite heard him. But the Levite had a tight schedule and was already late for a committee meeting at the temple. He could only help folks by appointment, you see. So he cleared his conscience and hurried on. A man from Samaria approached. Jews treated Samaritans with contempt because they weren't full-blooded Jews, but a mixture that resulted from the intermarrying with the Assyrians and others after Israel had been taken into captivity. One thing had led to another, and they were traditional enemies. So why was the Samaritan stopping? Because he had compassion on the suffering man, regardless of their differences. The Samaritan bandaged the injuries of the poor Jew with strips torn from his own clothing. He gave him a drink of wine and put healing oil on his bruises. He treated him just as though he were one of his family. It wasn't easy, but the Samaritan put the Jew astride his donkey, and they went down to the Jericho road until they reached an inn on the edge of town. The Samaritan rented a room for the two of them. The Samaritan tended to the Jew far into the night, nursing him, changing bandages, treating his fever, and so forth. There was never an opportunity for them to argue theology, but the Jew knew what was happening and gained a new respect for Samaritans. In the morning, the Samaritan had to continue on his way. He gave the desk clerk of the inn enough money to pay for 2 more days' use of the room and promised to repay the inn for any other expenses involved in the treatment of his friend the next time he came by. Jesus warns us not to be kind only to our friends. Even the heathens do that. So what do you think? Can you be friendly and helpful to everyone you encounter? Which of the people in the story does Jesus want you to be like? So our word of the day is Hesed, or the word of the study is that Hesed. And who showed Hesed to the wounded man? That's right. It was the Samaritan, who was supposed to be a dirty man, not a good person, and no one liked him. And Jews and Samaritans got together and got along like the Texas Longhorns and the OU garbage team, and they don't get along. They don't like each other. That's the way the Jews and the Samaritans were. And so you have these people. And the Samaritan, who wasn't supposed to take care of the Jew, takes care of him. He doesn't care about skin color. He doesn't care about where he's from. He doesn't care about who he cheers for. He doesn't care about anything. All he cares about is sharing God's love and taking care of those that need help. Just like Boaz was willing to do for Ruth and Naomi. We follow what God wants. We don't do what is legal or what won't break the rules. We do what makes God happy, and that's living in his Hesed for other people. You guys are amazing. We'll see you next time. We got one more chapter in this wonderful story of Ruth, so we'll see you next time, okay? Obey your parents. Bye-bye.